Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. Today I am cooking and making cod cakes. They're going to be made differently because my family, we use potatoes to make our cod cakes. And in my husband's family, he used flour. And he would add hot peppers, onion, bell pepper. But in my family, I would add onion, bell pepper, and black pepper. So we had to come together and make this dish, which we did. So I'm going to show you how we do it. Some of it is no measurements. Again, we're going to have to wing it. I am putting some salted cod into this pot, and I am going to soak some of this salt out. This is really a lot of salt. In cold water. I'm just going to let it sit for a couple of hours. So let me get this going. Just put that over there. And I will be back. Okay, I can't tell you how many potatoes, but I'm going to put this many potatoes in. They're not real big potatoes, but that's how many I'm putting in. I'm leaving the skins on, so I'm going to dice these. Let me get some more light in here. Because potato skins have a lot of nutrients in them, I am going to keep the skins on, but I'm dicing them small to make sure that they don't, interfere and you get these big chunks in the cod cakes. And they'll cook quickly too. It'll be easier to mash up. I'll finish getting these potatoes ready and I'll be back. In the last video you saw me munching on the sweet potatoes that I was preparing to boil. If you try to eat one of these, you taste more of the starch in it, okay? But the other ones you don't. So you'll actually be able to taste the difference. There is a big difference. So they're both part of the potato group. They are different. I wanted to bring that to your attention. I don't like these raw as much as I like the other ones. Sometimes I wonder if I could make them little sticks and just munch on them. But if you try those potatoes, you will see that they are different from these potatoes. These potatoes, you can really taste the starch in them. It's very, very strong. Okay? Just a little side note. 4 potatoes were all I need. I did not need 5. 4 were more than enough. Boil it up, and I'm going to bring these to a boil and cook them. And they'll cook quickly because I cut them and diced them so small. Always make sure that when you cook, the flames do not come up on the side of these pots. A lot of people have had fires, have gotten their hands burned, and everything else. And since they're not teaching home economics a lot in school anymore, I'll give you some advice. Make sure that flame is underneath it. Do not have it coming up on the sides. That has caused the death of a lot of people and have damaged women's arms and hands. Children learning how will have the flame up on high and it's coming around the edges, and then they'll go and grab it and get burnt. Okay, so let me get another bowl and we'll start chopping up the vegetables that we're going to put in. We're going to chop 1 whole red bell pepper, 1 whole green bell pepper, 1 onion, and as for the hot peppers, I haven't decided yet. I know I'm going to put 1 in. I might put 1 1/2 in these. I don't have the name of these peppers here. Let me see if I can even pronounce it. Let me get my glasses. All I know is I call them my West Indian hot peppers because they're really hot, and my husband introduced them to habanero pepper. Did I say that right? Habanero. Anyway, the hot ones. I know there are hotter ones, but that's the one I know. So I haven't decided on this, but it will be chopped green and red and an onion, and I'll be back. Okay, if you have a large bell pepper and a large red bell pepper, use 1/2 to 2/3, okay? I just remembered that for you. When you chop these hot peppers up, mince them. You want them very, very, very fine. Now, sometimes we take the cod and we curry it and we put it over peas and rice, and sometimes we would sit there and make cod in a curry and we'd serve it over West Indian vegetables. That's another nice way to have it. And they usually have ginger beer when they have these kinds of hot dishes. The ginger beer and sort of cools it off, believe it or not. You would think ginger beer would, because of the heat, but it sort of counteracts the heat that you get in West Indian food, which is really, really nice. And they also serve a chutney next to their curries, which is a sweet, what would I call it? It's like cranberry sauce you serve along turkey, but they use a curry with with fruits and stuff in it, sweeten it, and they serve it the same way like that. It's really, really good. First time my mother-in-law made that, I want you to know, well, let's say I really ate. Okay, I'll be back. Now I'm adding the black pepper. I've got the bell peppers, the onion, and the hot peppers all chopped up now. Now comes the black pepper. And that will be according to your taste. Let's see. I am putting about 1.5 teaspoons of black pepper in. We will put this on the side, and when the potatoes are done, we'll mash those up and get those ready. Okay, the potatoes are done. Now, instead of straining them and throwing the water down the sink, potato water can be used to cook breads and stuff with. So what I'll do is I'll take a slotted spoon that has holes in it, and I will drain them and put them in a bowl here, because I want this water to cook. You can use it not just for breads, but for cooking gravies and things like that. You can use it. It's not that it can't be used. You're making stew, throw it in. It's got nutrients in it. And yeast loves potato water. It's like bread flour. Oh my God. You think they were in heaven the way they multiply and grow. So I'll let this potato water cool, and then I will strain it in case there's any particles of food in it. So I'll just have the water. I'm going to mash this a little bit up, and then you're not going to add anything to this. You're just going to mash it up and put it to the side as well. We'll wait for the pod. I'm making a smaller batch than I normally do because I had a big package of cod and I broke it up and so I could have many different meals with it. Okay, there we go. And see, you can see that the peelings don't really take away from the potato. It's really nice. So now we've got that done. The only thing we have left is to sit there and take care of the cod. Okay, the cod's been soaking for a while, so I'm going to turn it on now and bring it to a boil. I'm going to cook it till the cod is tender, and then we'll start putting these, well, we'll actually have to pick bones through the cod and then we'll move further along. So I'll be back when it comes to a boil. Now the potato water that the potatoes had cooked in is cool now, so I'm going to strain them and put them into my canning jar for another day. I make bread or gravies or something. What you actually try to do when you start cooking like this is actually try to utilize everything. If you can't utilize it in the meal that you're making, you're going to try to utilize it in another meal before it goes bad. And that way you get all these nutrients. I mean, they're just coming from right and everywhere, you know. But that's my potato water. I'll probably make bread with it, knowing me. Okay, it's done now, the cod. So we're going to get a bowl. We're going to put it in to cool it. Oh, we're going to get a strainer too. This water we are not saving because it's too much salt. If you want to strain it through a strainer, you can. I'm just going to do my slotted spoon with holes and just strain it like this. When this cools, you're going to sit there and pick through it for bones and remove all the bones. Now, it's been recommended that you sit there and hold at least half a cup of this water just in case you need it when you go to make the cod cakes, just in case you need some extra fluid. We'll let that cool and we'll come back. That's too hot to handle. Okay, let me turn some lights on. I'm taking care of the fish now. I'm going to put it in with the potatoes here. And they're going to break it up and look for bones. If you have bones, this is not supposed to have bones, but you know, sometimes you do get bones, so I still have to check it. But you're just going to flake it right into the potatoes. And if you take a piece of it, you can taste that it is salty, and that's why you're not adding any more salt to the dish. any skin on your cod, take it off. You don't want the skin in this either. Mix it in with your hand. You have a mixer, you can do it in a mixer. You have a standing mixer. I'm just going to do it in my hand this time. Now you're going to add all those vegetables and black pepper. We're going to have to get a bigger bowl. But do mix it well because you want the hot pepper to work through this whole thing. I'm going to have to get a bigger bowl and some flour. So I'll be back.